Hi everyone. In the past 3 4 days, the biggest buzzword in the Indian film industry, the entertainment industry, and when I say Indian film industry, it might be underrated because overall across the globe, the one of the biggest buzzword we have been hearing is Pathaan, and obviously the biggest name associated with Pathaan is Mr. Shahrukh Khan. Now, in this video, I'm not going to talk about Pathaan is good or bad. Of course, I have watched it, and I want you to watch if you are interested and to take it call. Well, it's a that's a individual perspective, but I want to talk about the whole phenomenon of this, the media channels and everywhere in Twitter, social media, the representation of the comeback of Shah Rukh Khan, which is being talked about. Oh my God, how strongly he had made a comeback, and how big the box office numbers are, etc., etc. So I'm going to talk about, like I always believe in people around us, be it your favorite cricketers, favorite sportsmen, cinema stars. There is a huge personality development which actually gets hidden, which few of them absorb, and that is the actual point of talking about being a favorite to someone, being a role model. So point by point, I want to emphasize on the whole, down phase of Shah Rukh Khan, which happened from 2014 to 2023, Jan 25th, the whole decade, and how come he was able to sustain a decade of crisis. Right, when I say crisis, see, obviously post 2014, after his last successful, full-fledged successful movie that is Chennai Express, his movies have been continuously failing at box office. Right, in the name of experimenting with his characters, with his image, he's tried some of offbeat characters, and like Zero, which was playing a short man, and focusing more on such. Fine, he tasted a lot of failure, which is not used to. Why? Because he's having this tag of King Khan. Fine. Now the point was, it was never about his career on being, or as a hero, as a stardom being on the shorter side. It was also many more things. First was, as a career, his ability, his stardom was being questioned. He was being written off in the media that of course he has done enough for 25 years and it is time for new stars to come. Probably he's not catching up the time or the changes which are happening. But the second biggest crisis which he was facing was his family was in trouble. Right, his daughter Suhana was in news for wrong reasons, people calling her names because of her dressing sense. She went to a holiday somewhere, viral pics. So his ability as a father was being questioned, of how he's grooming his own children, because he's supposed to be a role model for, he's looked as a role model for the entire country. And the biggest crisis hit him obviously last year when his son was caught in so-called alleged drug case. Now the whole period of this 10 years, what is the biggest takeaway? If I look now, he never uttered a single negative word that people are targeting me, people, he never played the victim card, which I think that is the biggest takeaway to look as a common person. Why? Because somebody having so much at his stake, right? And he knows no introduction of how many things he's involved, and if he can keep so much calm, so it's very easy for a common man who is not having that much stake. And because we see a lot of blame game, right, lot of blame game, but he never took the blame game. He kept silent. He never came and gave any outrageous interview, because in an article which was clearly stated that he was offered millions of dollars to talk about how wrongly his family is being portrayed, etc. The third crisis which was overall facing, that the whole perception or the whole wave of that Bollywood is gone. Bollywood is done and dusted. They can't come back with successful films, especially after this pan-India movies which happened with the Triple R and before that Bahubali 2. But why he was affected the most? Because he was obviously one of the strongest face of the Bollywood. But he never again took a call that, yes, we can come back, we are the biggest industry, we can generate the biggest revenue. He again kept his calm. So what he was doing? Now if you see, obviously the Pathaan has released and it is going to be around 500 to 600 crores box office. That is subjective. He has again two releases in this year. So a superstar coming with 3 releases 1 year does not happen because he was doing the course correction in his break. He was listening to scripts. He was trying to identify how the movie goer's taste has changed post pandemic, what the expectations are from an audience when they come back to theater, and how calculative the audience have become to buy a 300 400 bucks ticket. And he was doing the course correction. And for a superstar after rolling 30 years to sit and to start from the scratch is something very inspirational. The second thing, he never carried away with the emotion. His son was in almost custody for 30 or 30 plus days. Now, everybody was having a family. We all have family, and you know how sensitive when it comes to family. But he again never played the blame game. Why? Because, for example, in the recent layoffs, if you see the LinkedIn, how people are writing articles like, I have been working with the company for 5 years, 6 years, they left me on the road, etc. So they are not taking a minute to just throw away on the situations or the organizations. But this guy has never thrown any weight on the situations, on the people, nor on the bad times. He kept saying that it's a phase. This shall come, this will also pass on. And now the biggest point which I want to keep here is the overall strategy which he has played, wantedly or unwantedly, by not giving a single interview, by not visiting a single public place in the name of movie promotion, which is supposed to be so common or so desperate people when they come and promote movies. Here we need to underline the fact that Pathaan has not been promoted on any news channel interview, any entertainment channel interview. He neither visited a mall, or he have been so much demand that because he is not only known for his movies, he is a person who has received doctorates from so many universities across the globe. So he is supposed to be a man of wisdom who gives speeches, graduation day speeches, a TED talk speaker, and he is supposed to be a have one of the best sense of humor, give witty replies. So media was dying for him to invite his channels, but he kept his calm. By seeing the environment, he says something, it will be mistaken. So what did he did? He just kept his calm. He interacted with his fans on Twitter, and he never succumbed to hate. Even to the haters, he used to give witty replies, and he used to give life advices. As a result, now his comeback movie is doing wonders and wonders because he did his course correction, he worked, he played according to his strength, he built up that curiosity, and that has he's paid off him like never before. And the beauty of when everybody is so keen to take the credit of the comeback, he again came back to his Twitter and he told that in life there is no comeback. I have started something, took a break, and I am trying to finish it. So I think that's something very exceptional and a beautiful way of looking things. It's all about sometimes taking break. It is needed. It's all seeing the perceptions, retrospecting ourselves, and spending time with ourselves. And I think the man has did, he has set the benchmark so high for anyone that whatever the crisis might be, the optimism, the resilience, and the patience, and the approach. If you are able to crack it, you can, again, let's not say come back. You can move on and move on with jet speed, and you can become an unstoppable force for yourself. So that's it. Yeah, thank you.